Okay, so I saw this on Twitter. It said, "What song do you consider R&B perfection?" And well, there's many. First off, have to start it off with Mariah Carey's "Always Be My Baby," R&B classic, so quintessentially 90s and in the best way. It's one that I never get tired of hearing her perform. And she just wrote a classic with Jermaine Dupri, and I love the bridge on the song as well. I love the production on here. It makes me feel so nostalgic in a way, even though I wasn't even alive whenever this song was released. And fun fact, she actually directed the music video, which a lot of people don't know. But yeah, I hold the song in very high regard, and it's just the crown jewel, as it should be. I will accept no slander for the song. Beyonce, yes, from her debut album, Dangerously in Love. This is now my favorite song on this album, and I really enjoy it. If anything, the intro, it's a little bit too long. Like, I wish the song would start a little bit earlier, but besides that, I don't really have any notes for it. And I love the bridge on the song, one of her best bridges, amazing vocals on here, and I love all the ad-libs and stuff. Great production, great writing, and sentiment. First time I said no, it's like I never said yes. Oh, she ate. Next up, Usher, You Got It Bad. Definitely a classic that we know and love, and his voice has really aged like fine wine. Next up, for a little modern classic moment, I decided to go with Shirt by SZA. Shout out to Darkchild for, producing this. And yeah, I just really appreciated this song when it finally came out, because Lord knows we waited like a year, but it was worth it whenever it comes to SZA. The pen is penning, great vocals on here, and I just really like the production as mentioned, and it's really catchy. It really is, and definitely going to be one of my favorite R&B songs of the decade for sure, so I've ran this back a lot of times. Another SZA pick had to do Broken Clocks from Control. Yeah, definitely a classic. I'm never going back, never going back. No, they can't make me. Oh, she ate. Driving to this song, it's heaven. Like, she definitely ate. And this is a classic album as well as SOS in my opinion. Next up, some Jazminesullivan, Pick Up Your Feelings. Yeah, this is an exquisite vocal performance of her. Rent was definitely due. Great writing on here, great production as well. Classic. Whitneyhouston, Lover for Life. As I've mentioned before, this is my favorite Whitney song. Doesn't get much better than this. I don't know if some of y'all would consider this R&B or not, as well as a lot of my other entries on this list, because whenever I was looking at like playlists and stuff to come up with this, a lot of stuff I was like, no, that's a pop song. So it really depends, but I'll count it. I really love it. Next up, Brandy and Monica, The Boy Is Mine. A smash hit for a reason. Yeah, they both went to the studio, did what had to be done. And I mean, what else can be said about this classic song? We know it, we love it, and we will be singing it until the end of time. Some more Brandy, Baby from the debut. Yep, she ate. Another debut pick from Brandy, I Want to Be Down. What a phenomenal lead single. I'm glad that they convinced her to release this as her lead single and, debut instead of Best Friend. That song was cute, but this was the real moment, so we love it. More Brandy, Sitting Up in My Room from the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack. I don't care. This is the best song on this whole soundtrack, argue with The Wall. And I just love it. I love the vocals on it. It is one of my favorite Brandy songs of all time. So obviously, When You Touch Me by Brandy had to be on this list. Her best song in my opinion. Love the vocals on here, the vocal layering, songwriting, production, everything is top tier. Best song on this album. And now I'm thinking about it, I definitely have to give the nod to Borderline off of the B7 album, because that is another one of my favorite Brandy songs of all time. But yeah, no, I have a fair amount of Brandy picks, but she's a vocal Bible for a reason, so I had to mention her. Mariah Carey, again, We Belong Together, smash hit, #1 for 14 weeks, and this album is like the best comeback album of all time, so I had to mention it. I really do prefer the Valentine's mix that she put out a few years ago over the standard version, but the standard one is the one everyone knows and loves, and it's still great, so of course I had to mention it. Another newer one, How Does It Make You Feel by Victoria Monet. This is absolute perfection, best song on this album. She's just a songwriting genius, so many hits to her name, and I'm glad that her career is taking off because she deserves it. Enjoy by Janet Jackson, because obviously it's one of the only good songs on 20YO. This album was not it, but that's, a conversation for a different day, but just something that is so pleasant to listen to. I really love it. It's so quintessentially Janet in the best way. I Get Lonely off the Velvet Rope. Whenever I'm talking about R&B perfection, I'm talking about this classic right here. And I also really love the music video and the outfit and the choreography. Yeah, she gave what needs to be gave with this song. A lot of people need to be taking notes. And if you listen to this a cappella, it will blow your mind as well. What a classic. An underrated one from Janet, Think About My Ex off Demeter Joe. A lot of people don't like this song for some reason, and they're tasteless, but I love it, especially the bridge. It's my favorite song on this album. Another modern classic, Doechii, What It Is, the solo version, of course. This should have been a way bigger hit, honestly. Another Mariah one, Breakdown, featuring Crazy Bone and Wishbone, Bone Thugs and Harmony. I love it, the way she adapted to their cadence. The lyrics on here and that juxtaposition, great production on here, amazing vocals from Mariah. If you hear the song a cappella, it's just incredible. And I love the music video for it as well. It's literally my favorite Mariah music video, so one of her best, and it's a fan favorite for a reason. Some Aliciakeys, A Woman's Worth, absolutely. And yeah, love the vocals on here, love the performance. Yeah, it's a great groove. Fallen, we know it, we love it. You Don't Know My Name, I enjoy it. The monologue at the end is a chop, but it's a great song. Flow with Losing You, absolutely. Incredible vocals from all three of them. Great songwriting, great production. Modern classic to me. Aaliyah, One in a Million. Whenever I think about quintessential R&B, this is one of the first songs that pops into my head. I mean, this song is just exquisite. Amazing production on here. Really like the vocals on here. I like the lyrics on here. I like the video as well. It's just perfection. Another Aaliyah one that I love, and it's my favorite song on this album actually, Everything's Gonna Be Alright. Such a great jam. Love listening to it. Look forward to it every single time that comes on. And it's underappreciated in my opinion. Obviously have to mention Rock the Boat because how can you not? One of her best. Anitabaker, No One in the World, yes. I wish this album was actually on Spotify because it's like a little compilation moment, but amazing song nonetheless. Butterflies, Alicia Keys. Again, I don't know if y'all consider this R&B, but I love it. It's probably my favorite song by her. 24 Play by Janet. Exquisite, exquisite. Yeah, this is one of her best. Again, I'm not sure if this is R&B or not. Like, it could be pop R&B, but I really love it, and it's probably my favorite Janet Jackson song. I think it's gorgeous with the vocal layering, the production, the lyrics, so I definitely had to mention. A modern classic to me, Wish I Never by Kehlani. Best song on this album, and it's not even close, to be honest with you. Just such a great jam to listen to. I get my life every single time I'm listening to it. The writing, production, vocals, top tier. As by Steviewonder. I mean, this song is just incredible to listen to, and one that never gets old, honestly. And what he was able to do with this song, a musical genius for a reason. Brown Sugar by Dangelo, great debut single, one of my favorites of all time, classic. Another Dangelo pick, Me and Those Dreaming Eyes of Mine, love it. Destiny's Child moment, girl, we know it, we love it, and it's just a great record. Aretha Daydreaming, so she wrote this, actually. She deserves more credit as a songwriter, and what she did with the song, it's just top tier, definitely gotta be one of her best songs, and this album is a classic. Laurynhill and Dangelo, Nothing Even Matters, probably the best song on this album. I love the way that their voices work together, their ad-libs, the lyrics, it's like you're in heaven listening to it. Yola, Now You're Here, love it, love it, love it, and I love this album. Silk Sonic, Put on a Smile, yeah, this is probably my favorite song from this album yet again, and I feel like it's both of them doing what they do best, and it's a really enjoyable listen. Destiny's Child, Emotion, I believe this was originally done by the Bee Gees, and they covered it, and they made an R&B, so they did what had to be done, and I just really love all their contributions from it. It's a nice listen, definitely a highlight off the Survival album in my opinion. Also, the live version with Celine Dion is probably better than the album version. Another Destiny's Child moment, Say My Name, obviously I have to mention this one, and it's just one that has lived on for the right reasons, because every time you hear it, it's just so infectious in the best way. The vocals ate. I also really like the music video for this one as well. Great songwriting. Yeah, this is top tier. And then Bills, Bills, Bills off the same album. They had hits. They were coming and they did what had to be done. And no scrub. Shout out to Candy for this and, you know, the other hits that she wrote in this time, because she was on fire. But yeah, I mean, what can you say about this one besides it is a classic? It is the moment. It is a smash hit. And all the accolades for this, all the praise for this is so well deserved. Beyonce, Party featuring Andre 3000. One of my favorite Beyonce songs. Such a feel-good song. One of the best songs off of this album. I love Andre 3000's verse. I have so much praise for this song. Another Beyonce one, Kitty Cat. This is one of my favorite Beyonce songs. It's just excellent. Shout out to the Neptunes for the production. I love the bridge on here as well. I wish when she performed it live, she performed the whole thing, because she'd be short on the song, but I love it. The one, Mariah Carey, another one of my favorites by her. You Give Good Love, Whitneyhouston, a classic. Amazing vocals on here, quintessentially 80s. Frank Ocean, Pink and White, exquisite. Mariah, Vision of Love, inspired all your fave singers, including Miss Beyonce, and Beyonce is one of my favorites, as you guys have seen. Amazing vocal, Melissa all the way throughout here. Great songwriting by Mariah, great production. I still love it. Make It Look Good, absolutely. Do It, a modern classic that deserved more on Billboard. Tattoo Heart, amazing by Ariana. They ate this one up. This is an amazing song, great way to end off this album in my opinion. Classic by Mary J. Blige and Lil' Kim, had to mention it. Lastly, I'll end this video off with Underneath the Stars, my favorite Mariah Carey song, and just the vivid imagery on here, the vocals, the magical production really takes it over the top for me. Also got to mention 4th of July off the Butterfly album, because those two songs are kind of, you know, working together in tandem, if you will. And yes, so that's gonna be my list. Like I said, I don't know if you guys consider all these songs R&B, you know, kind of how to use some distinction here, but I want to know, do you guys agree with me? Do you disagree with me? What is your list? Anything that you feel like I left off? And let's continue that conversation down below in the comments.